LOL. All right, what's really going on, everybody? We are back with episode number 56. Once again, myself, Henry, and Mackenzie. So be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. That includes Twitter and Instagram at WRGO Pod. Be sure to subscribe and like on YouTube. And also subscribe, like, listen, and comment on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I don't even know what else we got. Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Play, something, everything else that we got. I always forget that every time. But anywho, how are you guys doing today?
This nigga love doing the intro and messing up.
Right. You do the intro at the end then.
The
intro at the end.
I'm doing good. Happy to be here. It's almost the weekend, so yeah.
Well, all right, so I guess we will get right into it. I guess as 3 Howard alums, we have to talk about Kamala being selected as Biden's vice president. We haven't even talked about her being nominated, so I guess we'll just start with that. Henry, what are your thoughts on kind of her just being picked in general? Do you think she's good, or what do you think?
I mean, y'all know I was like secretly rooting for her the whole time, just off of the basis like she went to Howard. Honestly, but truly, I mean, even within that, like she's one of the most progressive senators. To me, I think she's like one of the optimal examples of somebody who's worked within the system and tried to like do her best. You know, I don't want to say best, but like she did what she could to like make a change where she could make a change. So, you know, I respect the decision. I'm glad to exist in a time period to where I have seen like an actual Black president and then like a VP, Black woman VP, to be nominated. And then the fact that she went to Howard is just like icing on the cake. So I think she was a good pick, you know. I think she was the best fit. So,
Mackenzie?
I was just super excited. Like, I really was like, honestly, like, I guess I wasn't really shocked because, I mean, like, I will say the options he had were, he did have a strong list of women on there, but, like, I wasn't really shocked just because Kamala is just a name, like, people know her. So I wasn't really shocked that he picked her. I think that it's just, like, I'm not gonna even lie, like, her speech last night, like, I literally, like, I watched it this morning, I was, like, tearing up because it was just so, like, wow, like, I can't believe, you know, like it just proves that like representation is just so important because it's just like, you know, I really like, of course, like when Obama was president or when Obama won, like in 2008, we were like in the 8th grade. And I don't feel like I really kind of understood how historical that really was. I guess I got it, but like being at this point in my life and just seeing a Black woman who went to Howard, who seemed like a typical Howard girl that you would see in the quad down the hall. Like she just seemed very like familiar. So I'm just super excited. But I'm just curious to, you know, what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's my thing. I mean, I think she was the best option in terms of like the moment now, but also, I mean, I think this is why everybody wanted to be VP, because if you are VP, you have kind of a front line to be president. I mean, I think that's why this is like huge, because there's a world in which in 2024 or 2028, and there's a primary for president, Kamala is going to be the front runner. Like that's huge. I mean, but do y'all think she helps Biden at all? Or I think that's like kind of like the main thing where I think people of our age kind of get into the disagreement, where I think obviously this
honestly, people our age are, how do I word this without being brash? I think people our age are very, like a lot of people, like the mass amount of people our age aren't that informed on Kamala. They have like this social media opinion because, for instance, this, my line brother's girlfriend who's going to law school on a full scholarship is very similar to like our last guest on the show, Jameson, my Neo, who I don't believe in like the criminal system. Okay, so how do you solve that? Like, what do you realistically do? They're like, well, I don't have an answer. So like for me, I don't like stuff like that because I'm like a solution-based person to where like, if you're not gonna like her because she was a prosecutor, I don't think prosecutors should exist. okay, do you believe in due process? Do you believe in like the legal system that you're attempting to enter? Because it's like you have to have both the defense attorney and the prosecutor. And in my
I would say that I think it's a more I think like I agree with you in that most people who attack her for being a prosecutor are just attacking her for the role, not actually like because there is enough substance there for you to make a critique, but I feel like that level of nuance is not kind of seen.
It's just of the if you actually like went through her record and tried to understand what she was doing in the time period.
It's good and bad. It's good and bad.
You'll say, "Oh yeah, I don't like her." Cool, but if you're just on social media and she's a cop, then shut up. Really, honestly, it's annoying because at this point, yeah, I don't want to vote for her, but like, did you even look at her Senate record? Like, most of her like legislation have been pushed toward helping Black and brown people.
Yeah.
Right. So
do you think is she helping Biden or hurting him?
I think she will help him in the sense of it directly connects to the core base of the Democratic Party. It's a Black woman. That's one.
Do you think that he already? Because I think she's kind of just neutral. Don't you think Biden already had those people?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was about to say that too. Like, I don't think she like helps him in the fact of gaining like the others that are kind of like strayed and don't know, but she definitely more so secures that that base and support and it branches from there because she's like Asian American or something. Indian American. So like is a base there that connects, and then Howard alone, and then AKAs, and then like what I'm saying. The two parties together translate to where they across so many boards. I feel that they will able to get a strong base behind them to get them over that like what I'm saying that loophole. I guess.
I think I would say she helps him in the sense of like he already had it, but like he dropped the ball several times.
That's what I'm saying. This is like more
spoke about Black people or spoke to Black, especially like younger people, and I feel like she can kind of come in and kind of like, no, don't say it like that, or don't. I mean, I don't know what his team was doing, but that's neither here nor there.
You want to be for real? Can I say something? Like his not when he was like introducing her for the first time when they was like in Delaware or something, that was the best speech he ever. That was the best. Whatever. I was like, did Kamala already get on him?
When he said like Black girls woke up today and were able to see.
Bro,
like I don't know if
the storytelling.
And I cannot. And the thing about his speech, and it's so crazy. I don't think Biden's I think most of these people running for president, politicians, are naturally kind of like good, decent storytellers. But like when he was introducing her, like the story just seemed like Kamala was like, "This how you gonna write my intro?" Like. And I think, but I think that that's a good thing because like if you don't know, you don't know. But you need to reach out to somebody who can help you.
No, right. And so in that regard, too, Mackenzie, I do think like I guess. I will say, yeah, she does benefit him to that extent. She kind of like, she put that stamp on it. She validates it to me because we have seen where he kind of made a few slip-ups with the Black community. And a lot of people like, so there's like picking Kamala. She's a Black woman. She went to a HBCU. Like, and this kind of goes to her legacy because she was the first DA, the first Attorney General, first Senator, and now the first VP. So it's like
literally, I'm just getting chills. Like,
what I'm saying?
Like, wow, like
it adds to her. So it's just like I put on the story, like it was giving power. Like it was like when that little gif that came out.
Yeah, it was just giving so much.
It was a vibe. I like you said, you got chills. I kind of like had a little
like, wow, like go girl. But no, like when it comes to people like critiquing her, it's just, I don't know if it's just our generation or just people in general, but what is this idea that like two can't be true? Like you can critique somebody and still give them their flowers. And that's why people be on a high horse. And it makes no sense because I just feel like obviously Kamala, isn't my homegirl, but there's plenty of things that your friends probably do that you don't agree with, but you can still be proud of them for accomplishing something.
And that's what was like, go ahead, Noah.
No, that was it.
No, I was gonna say that like any issue that people have with and I am like very receptive that I do think that there are real criticisms. Like I think that her actions as DA and Attorney General did have a lot of consequences for Black men, for Black women, and for families, and that's something that I think she should be aware of because
But do you think she's not though? Like on a serious tip,
she doesn't say it, so I don't know.
She should address it head on. I've
Yeah,
said,
and that was her biggest flaw in the presidential campaign is that she.
Okay, but my thing is like, it's like us. Are we as Black people being too hard on her? Because
I don't think so.
Amy Klobuchar has like a similar.
And we her for that.
Who? We did. No, we did.
Both can be true.
I'm saying like
I will say both can be true. Like I feel like, and that's why I kind of like with the critiquing her, it's just always complicated because I do think she should address it head on. It's a big elephant in the room.
It is. I agree.
I guess I'm more so.
However, I will say this. The critique to her do be very harsh. Like for example, like, and I know Obama was not a prosecutor or whatever, but Obama's been out of office for some time, and there's been some questionable things in his.
Yeah, he's made very questionable statements.
Yeah,
very questionable.
But I just don't see. Maybe it's a timeline thing, but I don't see people going at him every time he speaks, every time he opens his mouth. Bill Clinton should not be allowed to speak at any Black event at this point. If we're gonna do the whole policy,
I agree.
thing. So it's I don't know. It's complicated.
Even when you talk about like the person running for President Biden, like we've excused the whole sexual assault conversation. So for me, it's like, how do we give these white politicians the benefit or the doubt? But when it comes to even Obama, like Michelle Obama was crucified. They treated her like the fact that she spoke at the DNC goes to show you how she had to like, okay, I'm a Black woman. I'm the first to do this. I need to create kind of like she was the first, you know what I'm saying? First lady for real. You know what I'm saying? On our side, she had to do things differently. It was a different approach. She was treated like a politician. So to put that on Kamala is like I don't know who. When I say they, it's like people. Cause like the media friends, I haven't seen anything too harsh. Mm-mm. It's more so the younger Black wannabe progressive
social media
people.
Yeah, I mean, I think
they're extra critically harsh of her, and I don't know what that's about.
I mean, I think my frustration is that there's a way to do it, and I think that, like kind of Mackenzie said, is that I think this also gets into why I'm more excited for her now as a VP, where when all the focus was on her and she on a debate stage, she really had a real fumbling moment where she couldn't answer a question about her record. And I think that to me was very concerning, where it's like, if you can't see either one, that you made a mistake, or two, you've had a different thought of opinion, you need to let that be known, because everyone does know that you were a prosecutor and you need to address it. You can't just kind of be like, well, it didn't happen, because it did.
And to your point, I was literally just talking to my friend. I hope she addresses it soon, because it's gonna be another conversation at the debate. Like it's going to keep coming up. So, girl, why don't you just address it?
Okay, but what y'all want her to say?
I'm not saying I want her to. I want to genuinely hear her response.
Yeah, like you can say
what
that.
What is her response? Like honestly,
listen, I see what y'all saying on Twitter. Here's some things you might not agree with it, but these are what I did. This was my thought process behind it. Hopefully, moving forward as VP, I can implement more things. Anything.
Yeah, I mean, like Henry, think about it. We tweeted out a response, basically like, okay, here's what I did then. Here's context about it. Would I have done some of these decisions today? No, these decisions without my.
I hear all of it, but I'm thinking like,
I think that matters.
Honestly, as a prosecutor, she has certain like, it's like a do.
Even her saying that, the thing about it.
Just brush it under the rug.
Yeah,
I'm not saying she's not.
Even what you're saying, people like you, Henry, who are like, but she's a prosecutor and she had to do things. Then she just said
I'm not saying anything she did or the consequences which came from certain stuff she did. Am I in agreement with? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. However, I am attempting to give her the same benefit of the doubt that we give these white people who walk.
And I think Mackenzie and I are giving her the benefit of the
We
doubt
are.
too.
You
But
can't-
that
but you
benefit of
can't
the doubt
address it?
includes her.
You're saying
talking about
address it, right? But when's Biden gonna address this sexual assault stuff?
I
Are
think
y'all
that's
making him? Are y'all holding him to that same standard?
I think we did.
And then on top of
Yeah.
that, Trump, Pence.
Oh no,
then-
we not gonna now.
but-
Niggas definitely
That's what I'm
niggas
saying.
definitely be calling Trump out. Let's
But Henry,
not.
I think then that gets, it's not a false equivalent because the two things are not. But I think then that gets into well, you're not doing this, so why are you doing this? When I think that then undermines that there are actual questions that I think Mackenzie and I would probably have. Like I think
Yeah.
No, I got questions too. Don't get me wrong. I'm
But
just
no,
playing the
I
devil's
think by
advocate
then-
because y'all too. I'm just playing the devil's advocate right now.
And I think the whole Kamala thing it's complicated. Like Mackenzie said, it's complicated because I think that like I'm not a Kamala stan, but if I ask questions about her, stans are gonna be like, why are you asking questions? And it's like there's a
Now I
legitimate
can't ask questions.
right.
Well,
there's a
no.
legitimate
I'm not
debate.
saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm not
saying you are. I'm saying like both sides
Yeah,
are
just
so
the
far
collective.
apart
Yeah.
that the other side doesn't want to hear anything. And the honest answer
I wouldn't
is,
even. For me, like I'm not a Kamala stan or whatever, but like I very much like, like that's how.
no, I mean Kamala
I was
supports.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a stan. It was just like so like for instance, Ben Carson, most people won't be like, oh, he's a respectable man. I will acknowledge like this man is successful. I just don't agree with his politics. So
Okay.
like for me, it was more, that was the thing for Kamala. It was like, she went to Howard, she black, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't, and then she had the opportunity to do this because for black people, regardless of her politics, is going to like help us just a little bit.
I think her politics matters, but
no, I'm not saying they don't, but that's why I use
I know.
But it's such a big thing. Like people who are against her, like I feel like people aren't even trying to vote for her because she's not.
That's what I'm saying. They won't acknowledge.
But my point is, she should address it because it might cost her an election.
I think so.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing. I think she should say something. She needs to, as a black progressive woman or whatever she wants to be. She needs to address it. She needs to say the system is this and whatever.
And also, I think
I'm not saying that. I am saying it shouldn't cost her the election.
It shouldn't, but I think, and also she needs to address the fact that at the first debate, she said that the man she's running with prevented her from going.
Oh, see, now you're doing too much. Shut up. That's politics. Keep it moving. Because I hear you, Noah. I hear you. I see, like, I'm not, no, but
it was messy, though. You don't do that, because she was low-key going in on Biden.
They went in on it. Who wasn't going in on Biden?
We're not saying that it was a problem, but does it, for a ticket, it looked like.
But Henry, she made a very personal account that was related to her story on how something that he did directly prevented.
Yeah.
No, they are actors.
Wait, let Noah finish. Let Noah finish.
She made a personal story about how Biden individually, the legislation that he enacted on, prevented her from going to a segregated school. That to me is not an issue, but I honestly have a question about that.
But that was and that was such, and yes, we could go back at Henry point. Somebody else said something on the stage. Somebody else said something, but that soundbite and how she said it was very
personal.
like
that was personal.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel you. I see you. I hear what you.
Because I can say everybody else on the stage was attacking Biden. I don't remember what they said. But I do remember.
I don't know what she can say. If we had her on this podcast, I would say, hey, on the first debate, you said he prevented you from going to a segregated
school. So you just want to hear her rationale.
I think that matters.
If me and you, if you do something, Henry, that I don't agree with, I don't know what your response is, but I do want a response.
Okay, the thing is, Mackenzie, no, you don't, because we're sitting in my living room probably 2-3 weeks ago. We was talking about Moesha or something, and we was talking about the '90s era. And
now you making it personal. Now you making it personal.
My point.
Now you making it personal.
No. Hear me out. My point was, when we don't typically disagree, like when we typically don't agree with someone and they do kind of and put their response to their rationale on it, it's still like, I don't give a, I'ma still think
But
that
me and Noah aren't disagreeing.
Yeah,
We want to have a
So
conversation.
y'all just curious to know what she was thinking.
We're not on the side of like, I don't like her. I'm just saying, sis, what happened back in 2003, sis? Like, what was going on?
What happened 10 months ago?
Yeah, what happened 10 months ago? Let's talk about it.
Because Henry, if you think somebody prevented you from going to, if you think somebody segregated from you, you're not going to accept a job for them.
I mean, if it's gonna give me that VP spot, why not?
But like that was like that whole story was like so.
That was
like,
a lot.
She
stepped out on a ledge with that.
Like a racist.
Basically,
it was like
basically.
You were this
was
white man
point,
came in and prevented me from getting a good
to get that candidate seat. Like
I agree with you. Black women are allowed to be as political as possible. It just comes with consequences.
Yeah.
And you have to,
like I agree. She needs to be held accountable just like everybody. That's what I'm saying. Let's streamline this. Let's hold them all accountable.
I think we do.
I think we.
I mean,
we're just going around in circles at this point because
I'm saying, us three, yes, but this isn't for us. This is for the greater people out there listening.
And so for the greater people out there listening, I'm pretty sure most of them would still want to hear an explanation.
No, I feel you, but y'all better still vote for her, even if she said.
I know a lot of people who really don't even want to vote. So.
Well,
so and then I'm gonna just say you're stupid. Next.
I mean that too, but
I third that motion. Anywho, so this week the Democratic National Convention is going on. It's been virtual. I mean, have you all been enjoying it? It's been better than I thought.
Virtual. There's a lot of things that's going to come out of this quarantine that I think.
The roll call was great.
And yeah, the roll call was great. The first day when they had like the kids singing the opening, did y'all see that?
That was really good.
That was actually really incredible. Like they had kids from all over the country singing some songs. I think the Star Spangled Banner, something. And it was really great. Honestly, I mean, I'm not watching it every night, but the setup looks pretty decent.
Karen Washington looked good too, Miss Olivia Pope. I just had to say that. She was
I'm like.
But
I do think that makes it better. I think like.
No, that's because Tracy was involved. They're
like the MC. They're like the like.
Right? Didn't you say how like the Democratic Party is attempting with the virtual thing at least to just show how diverse the party is?
Yeah.
Whether
allegedly
women or other or
other. Our Auntie Michelle had to come out and get y'all together as per usual.
Bro, to be honest.
I mean, she had the best speech. I mean, to me. I mean.
Okay,
can
I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Being their kids. Like, they just. Obama.
What do you do if you're in Obama?
The Clintons.
I think they're okay. Henry, ask your question.
Okay, so like Obama's speech, was it as compelling as he used to be?
Yes.
I think for
it's certain parts for me.
I think symbolically for a former president to literally say, and I quote, like he's not up for the job. Like I think that has like
it holds weight.
That has meaning. Like I think Obama would never say that about Bush, and Bush would never say that. Like they would at least say, I disagree with them, but
no, that's the story he was painting in my head.
I mean, he literally said like Trump can't do a good job because he just doesn't know how to.
Right.
Like,
he literally said Trump hasn't grown into it. And then more
like that was a great quote. That was a great quote.
Right. And then when I realized he never addressed him as President Trump.
Yeah, he does that a lot, which I think is brilliant.
It's interesting.
And it's so funny because only a former president could really do that.
He like, hey, you're not up here with them.
Everybody else would have to refer to him as president, but
you know what I'm saying? He like, you're not up here with
Obama looks so good too. Like he's just such an attractive older black man. Like I'll never get over that. The speech, yeah, I mean,
it did what it needed to do.
Obama's speech, yeah, like great speech talker, great storyteller.
Because I think Michelle had the best speech. I think hers was the best. Like, it is what it is. That's like
as soon as she said it is what it is, and that's the truth. It is what it is.
Put that on a T-shirt.
She's like the mother of America. Like everybody respects her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think her speech was like I think she has a good way of like just talking to you, not in like
Yeah.
where it doesn't seem like she's giving you
very
a lecture.
personable.
Right. Yeah, she's really personal. I think that matters.
Sidebar, I'm manifesting. I think I would be a great first lady as well. Think I could step into that role. Don't be a hater, Henry.
Anyway,
don't be a hater all your life.
Oh, I'm not hating. As long as I'm the communications director, I'm good.
Mackenzie, I would say that you really need to manifest, and for the sake of equity, you should think higher than just being somebody's wife.
More respect for yourself, girl.
But why? Like my dad always said that, and I'm just like, but being president don't seem fun. It don't.
Oh, I'd rather be the first gent. You know, look, have my little art initiative.
Wait, so since you're talking about the first gen could be.
No, it'll be the second gen.
That's what I'm saying. The second gen, but like, how would that be?
It'd be the same.
I'll be chilling, whatever. But I feel like it's the same. You know, you kind of define your own. And honestly, he would have a great way. Like you're the first to ever do it, so
you can make it your own.
So.
What are y'all kind of thoughts before we talk about the USPS stuff? How are y'all feeling about the general election? Like, I'm feeling good. I'm actually feeling kind of good.
I be forgetting my ballot, bro.
Speaking of which, I guess, y'all are the wrong people to ask, but Cuomo just announced today that you could request mail-in ballots, but I had already sent my request in, so I'm confused if that means.
But, and we'll get into this, but like some states, he basically said, like, you can cite COVID as a reason. Other states, you have to say, like, I'm not in the state, I'm sick. Or like, in some states, you can't say, like, because of COVID. That's like not an excuse that they'll buy. So he was basically saying, like, as a reason, you can just say COVID-19, and they'll be like, okay, cool, shit. But not every.
That should be still good. But I just encourage everyone listening, please, just do it now. Today.
Yeah, listen, I'm about to
vote early.
I'm literally going to vote.org right now to request it. Because
it's very simple. It's one sheet. Drop it off. I would say drop it off if your little drop off box is still open, because I've seen that they was closed in some places. So,
bro. So let me tell you, Florida.
We're gonna talk about that.
I mean, this gonna transition into the USP stuff, because this is how I feel for it. Because like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And like,
wait, you're a registered voter in Georgia?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, it'll count more here than in Maryland, for real.
But, that's true.
So with that being the case, I'm kind of like, because it's Georgia, and Kemp, we know he suppressed votes. So,
he's gonna do everything he can to make sure you're
ballot. And that's what's like scaring me about this USPS stuff, because I mean, as we get into it, we'll get to the point that like the post general, or whatever his title is, he decided not to move forward some stuff. However, it's just like, because Kemp, like, they were closing down polling stations. We had, when COVID first started, and we was talking about like just nominating the candidate. We interviewed someone from Milwaukee, and he spoke about how they closed so many polling places due to COVID, allegedly. And then it's so many like back end suppression tactics that are embedded. And if y'all haven't read A Black Man in the White House by Cornel West
Belcher.
But yeah, Noah gave me the book. It's a very good book, but it talked about all of the like voter suppression prior to Obama and like passing. So I definitely encourage y'all to check it out. But my point is, like, it's so much that goes into it. And I think somebody said it. Maybe Obama said it on the DNC, or maybe not Obama. I don't know, but I've heard it, and like it's been a repeated rhetoric. And the point is, they would not work so hard to stop our vote if it didn't count.
Yeah, I agree. Right. Like if they knew it right. If they felt that it wouldn't mean anything, they wouldn't put it. Right.
Like even everybody want to say, well, my vote don't count. They count a popular vote and an electoral college vote. And let me tell you, they can try to finesse this, but if that popular vote is like this,
oh no, we're gonna change some things.
You know what I'm saying? Something gonna have to happen. You know what I'm saying? We got too many lawyers, too many nonprofit organizations, too many Black and other legislators and people who actually care about the democracy to like let him steal the race again.
Right. I mean, I guess that ties in perfectly to the USPS thing. So Earlier this week, Henry got it down point. Earlier this week, reports surfaced that the mail service had been disrupted. The agency has been seeking billions from Congress, and Trump has pushed to privatize it. The head of the USPS, Louis DeJoy, who is a Trump donor who has donated millions to the Republicans, he's cut policies including, or his plan was to cut policies including eliminating overtime, the number of mail trucks, and mail sorting machines from facilities. This week, DeJoy said the USPS would stop cost-cutting measures to avoid, and I quote, the appearance of any impact on election mail. He will be testifying in front of the Senate tomorrow, so he actually might get cussed out. I'm not sure. And then he'll be in front of the House next week.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because I don't know this. Does Trump have the authority to fire this person?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's the thing that I guess I'm a little like.
Because he kind of does that when stuff goes haywire. He kind of just fires the person.
It's like, if you're not doing what I need you to do, bye. And I'm like.
I mean, I don't know. I think that would be
like, for government employees, do they not have HR policies and all this stuff? Because if you're firing me for that, I'm gonna sue you.
Well, first of all, HR is only benefiting the employer.
I guess, but I'm gonna still sue you. I know Donald Temple. He created the term.
Oh my God! Ew!
I say that to say, like, that's what he does, though. Like, discrimination within employment.
Yeah, I'm sure the federal government would say, Mr. Temple, come on in, get this work.
Oh no, he literally just probably when I was interning for him, he was suing the lottery board in Maryland, and he won that case because.
I mean, if you're that high of a person, you just say, okay, I'll do something else. Like I make more somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's lawyers out here that tackle those type of cases. That's why I said that.
Oh
so
yeah, of course.
With that being said, if I'm a part of Trump's administration and you just off the block fire me, I'm about to get some racks off of this.
Either that or you just start snitching. Most people they just anonymously leak. I mean, Mackenzie knows, they just leak stories to the Post. That's like the best way to get back is just you start dry snitching.
Messy.
I guess, I don't know. I'm about my check. I don't care about that other stuff.
Word from the wife. Yeah, I mean, y'all got anything else? This was pretty much, we talked about.
Another person from Trump's camp got arrested,
Oh, Paul Manafort. Yeah, I forgot about that.
No, Steve Bannon.
Oh yeah, I messed that up. Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. They basically come out with a report basically concluding that Trump in his campaign basically like seek foreign aid, right?
Bro, that's
I don't even know. And then Trump said he hasn't been messing with Bannon for years. So,
bro, this is what confused. How is this man? Like, because me and my auntie was talking about this the other day because whatever. But like, it's like, and I think I explained it to her, but then I got re-confused about it because I was like, well, he exists within that 10% and like he got all their secrets and blah, blah, blah. So that's why they're not doing that.
Yeah, he was charged with fraud and We Build the Wall campaign.
Right. So how is Trump, he literally making, like, finessing all these people to do all this stuff and they taking the, you know what I'm saying? They literally getting fired up for it.
I mean, that's what a ringleader does. That's how a ringleader kind of works, right? Everybody else gets in trouble.
But how he not that smart?
It's not about he's not that.
Joke's on them.
Yeah, it's not about how smart he is. It's about who's willing to actually go back and test them, and that takes a lot of work, and it takes someone with just as much power as them.
It's just crazy to me to see how, like,
he can do anything.
He literally can do anything and nobody checking him. Like,
I mean, I think to your point, we need to reevaluate this Constitution because clearly they didn't write it right.
And then Obama wanted to stand in front of that motherfucker. I said, why your ass?
Yeah, I did. I liked it, but then I didn't because I was like,
no, why the hell you ain't called for that goddamn Constitution Convention? That's what we need.
But see, now I will say, where was all the heat? Because I swear Kamala was standing in front of there. Somebody would have said something about that. Somebody would have been pissed. So.
And that just speaks to the social hierarchy. Black men get more respect than black women.
I mean, yeah, Kamala is a black woman in politics. She deals with sexism and,
she her favorite racism.
Right.
Bro, I I am surprised I haven't seen the attacks from the major news sources yet.
I think it's coming.
It's coming, but no, the major attacks has been from our very own people, which is
and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, shut the up, bro. She don't have enough stress. She don't need y'all to be adding to it, man. Like, we can hold her accountable without bashing her.
Both can be true.
That's what I'm saying. We can be like, hey, shawty, why you know what I'm saying, threw my man in jail and he just had a dime back. This is just like, I'm just throwing scenarios.
No, I mean, that's real.
No, I'm just throwing, I had to make it clear. I was just throwing scenarios out there. But you know what I'm saying? We could ask those questions, but, oh, the cop, she just stopped. Bro, for real?
And then the people who say that they not gonna even vote have me dead.
Bro, and that's
not involved in y'all local election.
That's what blows me the most. My thing is, you really not finna vote for real. Like on some 100%. All of y'all up chatting and chipping. I hope y'all prove me wrong, please. I'll send y'all my solo cut. Prove me wrong.
Well,
like,
boom.
Please.
Well, I think that's all. Henry, since I'll let you do the outro then.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all of that at WRGO. You can listen to us on SoundCloud, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of that. We on everything. We global, baby. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Show us some love, because we love you. Stay black. Stay safe.
All right. Peace.